This video is all about lenses, and we've got something for everybody. We've got ultra-wide and ultra-fast L-series lenses from Canon. We've also got some Sony lenses, a prime as well as a zoom. Details coming up, but first, do me a favor and subscribe, like, comment, share, and all that good stuff. It really helps us out. First up, Canon filed a patent P2023-005851, and it's all about lenses. Included in this patent is the embodiments for a 9 to 18mm, a 10 to 20mm, and an 11 to 24mm. So when might we be getting any of these lenses? Could we get one this year? Well, yes, we definitely could, but keep in mind, this is a patent filing. All it shows is that Canon's done some research into some lens embodiments, a 9 to 18mm, a 10 to 20mm, and an 11 to 24mm. We might not get any of these at all. Well, that was yesterday's news. Today, Canon Rumours says that we're getting an ultra-wide 10 to 24 L-series lens weather sealed, and it's coming out in the first half of the year. Canon Rumours goes further saying, one of the missing pieces of the RF lens lineup is an ultra-wide L zoom, and the RF 10 to 24mm f4 L-series USM has been rumored for quite some time. And boy, would I love to see this lens, a 10 to 24mm, a 10 to 24mm L-series. The only thing I wish it was an f2.8 instead of an f4, but what this means is it's going to be more affordable. If it's an f2.8, it's going to be one of those very expensive lenses, 10 to 24mm L-series f4. But when are we going to see this lens? Canon Rumours says it's going to happen sometime in the first half of 2023, this year. But we have a couple of major trade shows coming up. There's CP Plus coming up in February. Could we see this lens announced at CP Plus? Well, we certainly could. Canon Rumours also says that we're getting a Super Telephoto also showing up in and around CP Plus in the first half of 2023. We got a lot of stuff coming out. We got a lot of good stuff coming out, and we really need some more lenses from Canon. Yes, we do have some, well, holes in their lineup for cameras, but a 10 to 24mm, well, it'd be nice to see that lens as well as a Super Telephoto. Could it be the 200 to 500mm or a 500mm prime? Well, at this point, we just don't know. We don't have enough details. We don't have enough specifications. But a couple of lenses, a couple of L-series lenses are definitely coming out from Canon, and you know they're going to be for the RF mount, not the RFS. Well, that's it for Canon, but turning to Sony, Sony yesterday announced the 20 to 70mm f4 for a price of $1098. Now, that's a price I can get behind, $1098. Now, the only thing that's kind of, well, nebulous here is we don't know the quality. We haven't seen any reviews. We don't have that information out yet. But as soon as we get that information, it's going to be pretty exciting. But if you don't want to wait for that information, if you want to go ahead and pre-order this lens, I do have a link down below. But $1098, while not the most affordable lens out there, when it comes to a quality lens, $1098 is, well, rather cheap. And yes, it is an f4, it's not an f2.8. One of my go-to default lenses on the Canon system is the 24 to 105 f4, and it costs, well, a little bit more than $1098. Well, when I say a little bit more, I mean for $200 more. And it's a good lens. I shoot with Canon's 24 to 105 f4. I use it as my, well, general purpose go-to lens when I'm outside of the studio, if I'm traveling. I think it's a terrific lens. It's got really good sharpness. It's weather sealed. But Sony, the 20 to 70mm, it's not as, well, it doesn't zoom in nearly as far, but when it comes to shooting with a 24 to 105, I find that quite often I live between 24 and 50mm and rarely go above that. Now, there are times where I go to 105, but 20 to 70mm for $1098, if this lens produces really good quality, really good sharpness with, well, rather limited aberration, I think it's going to be a top seller. But we're not done with Sony yet. They also made another announcement for a lens, and this is a development announcement, so we don't have an awful lot of details in terms of times, availability, and price. But it's a prime, 300mm prime f2.8, and it's an OSS GM, or a GM OSS lens. So we've got that coming out too, and it's really exciting to see we're getting more lenses coming out in 2023. Yes, we're expecting an awful lot of bodies from Canon, Nikon, and Panasonic. But for Sony, well, they're pretty much caught up. We're looking for the A9 Mark III. But what we really want to see here, even though we've got a lot of lenses for the, well, the E-mount, we want to see more. And this 20 to 70mm at $1098, the f4 is, well, I think going to be a very promising lens, and it's going to be very popular with many people. And then we got the 300mm prime at f2.8, another exciting lens. But I certainly hope we see a lot more than 2 RF lenses in 2023 and a few more E-mount lenses as well. I think this could be a very exciting year for camera bodies and lenses. And if you want to stay up to date on all the latest camera news and rumors from all the major camera brands, well, I cover everything here on my channel, so please go ahead and click that subscribe button, followed by choosing all notifications. By choosing all notifications, as soon as I publish a new video like this one here, you'll get notified, so that way you can stay up to date on all the latest camera news and rumors. You don't have to scrub all the latest Twitter feeds, RSS feeds, all your favorite print and online publications, as well as your favorite websites. When you're in a rush and you just want to grab a coffee and see what's the latest news on camera news or camera news and rumors, subscribe and choose all notifications. And don't forget to hit that like button and comment. But that's it for now. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you again soon.